Good evening, everyone. Today, what we are going to do here is to measure the effectiveness of hiring sources using human resource management or HR analytics. This will actually help managers, human resource practitioners to make informed decisions instead of relying on gut feelings, experience, and assumptions. Now, I have some sources of recruitment here. So the sources are job board, referrals, and agency. Now, on the headings here, I have the total spend. That is how much is spent on each hiring source. So you can see 200 for job board, sorry, 500 for job board, £500 for job board, £200 for referrals, that is employee referrals, and 5,000 for agency. We have the top applicants here, that is those prospective employees who were attracted or who were, sent to the organization. So let me put it this way: those applicants who were invited, sorry, who were, attracted or were sent to the organization. Then we have advanced to interview. The advanced to the interview, that is those who were invited for interview out of the top applicants who were sent to the organization. Out of that, some were invited for interview, and that is the advance to the interview. Out of those who were invited for interview, some were successful, so those are the total hires, or the successful hires here. So you can see from job board, out of 15 who were invited to the interview, from the 120 that were sent by the job board, two were successful and they got the job, they were offered the job. Also, from the six who advanced to interview, from the eight that were presented to the organization, three were successful hires, and from the agency, only one was successful hire out of the eight who advanced or were invited for interview. So you probably, if we ask which of these sources of recruitment is effective, you probably may say, oh, because job board sent 120 applicants or prospective employees, job board is it's the successful source of recruitment. You might even solidify your view by saying, yeah, out of that, even 15 were invited for interview. And you probably may say, okay, yeah, agency sent just 10, but eight were eight were invited for interview. So you think the agency is more effective? All of that may be assumptions and guesswork, but this is where HR analytics comes in, so that it will probably help you to have evidence which is supported by data, and that will help you to make informed decisions about the effectiveness of your hiring sources or effectiveness of your employees. So now we are using this analysis on hiring sources. What I want us to do is that, because we want evidence backed by data, we are going to do some analysis here so that we will have evidence to say it boldly that yes, this particular source of recruitment is more effective. So what we are going to do here is we are going to first of all check cost per hire, because you probably will also factor into it. Even though the sources of hire may be effective, you probably also want to see which of them is cost effective, because in an organization we would like to cut cost to minimum. So let's do this calculation, and this calculation is going to be, so the cost per hire is total cost spent here divided by the total hire here. That is the successful hire here, and that for the job board is £200 per each, or per employee, so, or per hire. So you can see on average that you have to spend £200 to hire, £250 to hire one person, one qualified employee whose competence, both core and technical, aligns with the organization's goals. Then we go on to referrals. What I'm going to do is that it's just the same formula that I have used here. So I'm going to fill it up so that I won't waste so much time. So for referrals, we have three hires here, and cost for the total amount spent on the employee referrals is 200. So that divided by the total hires here, that gives us 66 you know 66 pounds, 66 67p. So approximately 67 pounds if we have to put this into two decimal sorry into if we probably to put it to one decimal place, or if we want to clear all the decimal places there. So that takes us to 67 pounds. So you can at least, you see, we are trying to connect the dots here. You can see that yes, I think cost wise, referrals, it's more effective. It's more effective. Now let's move on to the next metrics that we want to use to see the effectiveness of this hiring sources. So quality, so applicant quality, and applicant quality is going to be calculated by advanced to advanced to interview over total applicants. So those who were invited to the interview here, and those who were invited to the interview here is 15 for the job board, divided by what is it called, those applicants, the total applicants who were sent to the organization, which is 200 here. And so this is the applicant quality here. Out of the 120, only 15 were something that have their what I can say, their competences aligned with the organization. So that forms 12.5%. Now let's go on to the referrals, and I'm going to use the same formula here. So if I drag this down, you will see that the referrals, let me just make this let me reduce the decimal places. So you will see that the referrals is 75%. That is the applicant quality. The quality of applicants that they brought is 85%, because you can see that out of the 75%, out of the 8 that they brought, 6 were interviewed, or were invited for interview. And also you can see the agency applicant quality from the agency it's also good. 8 were invited. 8 were invited. And that actually, it's something good to talk about. But the next one is 90-day success. That is this one here. That is the metrics that is used to, assess the quality and retention rate of new hires. So if the employee stayed beyond 90 days and is still working for the organization and still performing, it is assumed that the employee is a quality hire and going to stay with the organization. And the formula there is those hires who stayed beyond 90 days over the total hires. So we have those who stayed beyond 90 days and those who stayed beyond 90 days here. So out of from the job board, only one person stayed beyond 90 days, and that is this person here, and divided by the total hires, those who were offered the job, those who were successful hires. Sorry, I have to go back to the formula. So it's going to be this divided by that, and that is 50%. So it tells you that those who actually stayed beyond 90 days, it's only 50% that stayed. I'm going to just copy this down and let's see. So we can see that the referrals, those who were hired, all of them stayed beyond 90 days. So we can judge from here that the quality of this referral, this new hires here from the referrals is it's very good, very good. But the agency here, none of them, only one was successful, and the one who was successful could not even stay beyond the 90 days. So the success rate for the agency is high, and you can see the cost per hire so high. Sorry, the success rate for the agency is poor, none at all, and the cost is higher. So and how many they brought? They brought 10. So it probably will tell us that we have to rethink how we are going to hire from these agencies, because it may be a waste of time sifting through the applicants they sent here, because one, maybe those they sent in terms of skill, they were not fit. In terms of culture, they were not fit, because mostly those who do not stay beyond the 90 days or up to the 90 days, it probably may be that skill wise they were not fit, culture wise they were not fit. So that is something you have to probably look into. Well, LinkedIn sent, I'm sorry, not LinkedIn, job board sent something here. They sent 120. So you can also see that the hiring source, or the recruitment source that sends so many or large numbers, it's not maybe the one that is effective. We can see the effective one is referrals or employee referrals, which probably needs more attention and more energy needs to be put into that area to encourage more referrals, rather than relying on other sources here. So in short, this has actually told us that human HR analytics is very effective and very powerful too. So if we are making decisions, we aren't going to make decisions based on our gut feelings, based on assumptions, but based on evidence which is backed by data. So from here you can see that the most effective source here is referrals. This is just to give you a bit of how you can use HR analytics to make informed decisions about hiring, about your employees, about motivation, about reward management, and so on. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.